Class struggle is a conflict between different social classes in society. According to the Marxism, social classes are the result of the ownership or lack of ownership over the means of production and the economic relationship between the bourgeois and proletariat. Okay. The struggle arises because the interests of the two classes are opposed to each other. The capitalist class wants to create more profits and wealth, but the working class wants better rights, working conditions, and want control over the labor.
The superstructure is when institutions that are cultural, political, and social arise from the economic base. The economic base is divided into the means of productions, which are factories and what people sell, and the relationships of production of these means that are how classes interact with each other to the goal of selling this. Superstructure society, according to Marx, is not neutral because it will always try to promote the interest of the capitalist.
Power relationships in society are completely based on the theory of social struggle, and the power balance in society is completely off, and most of the power is held by the rich or the ruling class, and they gain this by the labor and the exploitation of workers by their salaries, since they own the means of production, and they use this power to control the state and to control social institutions, and therefore they can continue their ruling and they can continue to be at the top of society. But Marxists argue that these power relationships are not completely based on economy, but also ideology. So they use this power to get a dominant narrative in society, to shape the public opinion about a certain topic, and to suppress dissident, resistant, or contrary thoughts or revolutions.
The class hegemony refers to the idea that the ruling class in a society has significant control and influence over social and political institutions, and on the ways that social reality is perceived and represented. In the Marxist theory, class hegemony refers especially to the ability of the bourgeois to impose their ideology and values in society. It is based on the theory of class struggle, which says that history is driven by the struggle between social classes.
The means of production refers to the resources and facilities that are necessary for the creation of goods and services. It includes the machinery, tools, equipment, land, raw materials, and labor required for production. The investigation of the means production is an important aspect of economic and political analysis, as it has a significant impact on distribution of resources and wealth in society. Historically, the means of production have been owned and controlled by different groups in society, including the state, the aristocracy, and the bureaucracy.
Social class alliance refers to the cooperation or collaboration between individuals or groups from different social classes. It can occur in different contexts and for various reasons, such as sharing interests, common goals, or mutual benefit. In political context, social class alliances have been an important factor in the struggle for political power and representation. For example, in the early of 20th century, labor unions in the United States formed alliances with progressive political parties and activists to push for workers' rights and social reforms. Similarly, in some countries, there have been alliances between the urban middle class and the rural poor to challenge the dominance of traditional landed elites. These alignments have often been driven by shared grievance and demands for political and economic change.
In Marxism, the means of production refers to the physical and non-physical inputs used in the production of goods and services, including things like factories, machinery, land, and natural resources, as well as the labor power of workers.
In the capitalist economy, the means of production are owned by the capitalist class, who use them to generate profits and accumulate wealth. The working class, on the other hand, only own their own labor power, which they sold to the capitalist in exchange for wage.
Karl Marx argued that the only way for the working class and the ruling class to solve their contradiction is for the working class to gain control of the means of production and establish a socialist mode of production in which the production is collectively owned by all the people and controlled by all the people as well.